All right, so we're trying to find the equation of a line that goes through 2 points. So we're given these 2 points. And you probably remember the equation of a line can be written y equals mx plus b. So we call slope-intercept form because m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. But notice, of course, if you're crossing the y-axis, the x-coordinate would have to be 0. So since here we don't have the y-intercept, so instead we use what we call point-slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, where x1 and y1 are just the coordinates of any point, as opposed to b, which has to be the y-intercept. If we work with this, actually either one we work with, notice the first thing we have to find is the slope. So you probably remember slope is rise over run, rise of course being the change in y, run being the change in x, and to find the change, for example, how much did I change from -6 to -3, you're just subtracting. So we say y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and it doesn't really matter which is the 2 and which is the 1 as long as you're consistent. So say, for example, I start with this point as my 2's. So I say subtract my y-coordinate, so that's -6. And of course, subtracting -3 is really just adding 3. So -6 minus -3 over -2 minus the x-coordinate there, which is 4. And this is to find my slope. So I get -6 plus 3, which is -3. -2 minus 4 is -6, and I can simplify that to 1/2. So now I have my slope, and if I use this point-slope form, I can say pick one of my points. Let's pick this one. Y minus y1 gives me y minus the y-coordinate here, which is -3. And once again, if I'm subtracting -3, of course, I'm really just adding 3, equals m, the slope, which was 1/2, times x minus x1. So that's x minus 4 in this case. And actually right here I have the equation of a line and I'm done. Now this doesn't look like we're used to equations of lines looking because it's in point-slope form. So if I had to convert it to slope-intercept form, or if I was asked to simplify this, I could, of course, just distribute and say that's 1/2 x minus 2 if I distribute the 2, and then just subtract 3 to the other side. So that's 1/2 x minus 5 would be the equation of my line. Of course, this was an equally valid equation of the line. It's just in 2 different forms.